so happy to. Okay, good evening, children. I'm so happy to see you here today. Right, today we are going to do another lesson. Right, writing short paragraphs. So paragraph writing is very important as you have a compulsory question in your O-level question paper. And as you know, there are two parts in your paper, part 1 and part 2. And in part 1, the last question will be a paragraph writing. So you have to write a short paragraph for 5 marks. You know, at least 1 mark is very much important. So now today we are going to talk how to write these short paragraphs correctly to score full marks. I'm going to help you. I'm going to guide you and I'm going to tell you how to score these full marks for this paper, for this question. Right, so let's get going. Now, before started, yes, I would like to ask you a few questions. Right, first question is, do you have friends? Now, when I tell this word friends, what comes into your mind? Friends. Do you have friends? How many friends? Do you have friends? How many friends do you have? You may have 2 friends, 3 friends. How many members are there in your group? Right? Just think. So my second question is, among them, who is your best friend? Normally, we have only one best friend, or maybe you have 2 best friends. Although we have many friends, we find someone special as our best friend. So can you, do you have a best friend, and who is that? Just imagine or just think of that person, right? And my third question is, how did you become best friends? Can you remember the first day you met your best friend? The first day, the first word, the first words you spoke with your friend, and that incident, can you remember? Right. Next question, what are the good and bad qualities you see in your best friend? Are there any good or bad qualities you see in your best friend? Normally, anyone can have good and bad qualities. What? So what are the good and bad qualities you see in your best friend? Just think. And my last question, what do you think about your best friend? Is he really a good friend? Is he a true friend? Does he or she support you very much? Right? Okay. Now, next, if I say, can you write a short paragraph about your best friend? Now, can you write a short paragraph about your best friend? If you answer those questions very simply, you can write a simple paragraph about your best friend. But first, the question is, I'm sure that this question comes into your mind when I say write a short paragraph. What do I put into my paragraph? What are you going to write in your paragraph? Really, what are you going to put into your paragraph? Children, when you're writing a paragraph, you have to pay your attention that you must pay your attention on the key points or the most important things, most important ideas. So when you're writing a paragraph, you have to think of the most important ideas or the points about under that given title. And the other one is there must be a flow of the ideas, right? So today in this lesson, we are going to talk about these areas, right? Now, my best friend. Now we are going to write this paragraph. Okay, don't think about your paper or marks or any other things. Just simply pay your attention on this title, your best friend. This title is very familiar with us, and you maybe you have written number of essays or paragraphs for your term test papers about your best friend. So as you are in grade 10, if you can remember, you have written this written a you have written a paragraph about your best friend for the term test in your grade 6, 7, 8, likewise. So you're going to write about your best friend. Now, before writing that, I'm going to help you. Now, there are so many ideas in your mind. Now, I'm going to help you to arrange those ideas. That arrangement is very much important when you're writing a paragraph. Right? First, what are you going to write first? First, you have to tell who is that person. Who is your best friend? My best friend is Rashmi. My best friend is Radhika. My best friend is someone. The name of your friend. First, you have to mention. That's the simple thing you have to do first. Right? As the next point, so you can write the name of your friend using simply a very simple sentence, one sentence. You can write it in a one sentence. And as the second point, you can write, how did you become friends? If you can remember the day, you can mention that. When or where, likewise. As the third point, you can mention some personal details about your friend, like where does he come from, or his age, or some special things. So basically personal details, right? As the next point, you can write about the physical appearance. You know, the physical appearance that you just tell about your friend's physical appearance using two or one sentence. He has straight hair, or he has wavy hair, or she has long hair. Likewise, the physical appearance, physically, what are the things you see in your friend? As the next point, you can write the qualities. Normally, we can describe a person with qualities, good qualities and bad qualities. Normally, when you are writing qualities of a person, first we have to mention the good qualities first, and then bad qualities, maybe one or two, the things you see, because he is your best friend. So you know your best friend very much than others. So you can see some good and bad qualities. As the next point, you can write hobbies or special interest. Your friend's hobbies, or some special talents, or some special interests. So that point also you can write that idea using one or two sentences. As the last point, you can write about your personal opinion about your best friend. What do you think about your best friend? Is really a good friend? Likewise. So what I want to tell you is, when you're writing a paragraph, preparing this type of chart will be very easy for you to organize or arrange the ideas. Now, if you see the question, a lot of ideas come into your mind, but the problem is you don't know how to start. Where should I start? What should I write? Likewise, those are the most common questions come into your mind. So this method is going to help you to arrange your ideas, and you can get full marks for your question. Right? Now we are going to write the paragraph. Right? And children, you can keep some screenshots because it will help you to study. Right? So keep screenshots and keep notes, and later on you can study to write. Right, here I have mentioned an example paragraph here. Now I'm going to read the paragraph. And you can read the paragraph with me. And while we are reading, pay attention on the sentence patterns. Right. Just read, just simply read the paragraph. I have many friends, but Tehan is my best friend. I have many friends, but Tehan is my best friend. We have known each other since we were in grade 1. He is from Chilau. He is a tall and fair boy with curly hair. He is kind-hearted, friendly, and hardworking. He helps me with mathematics and science. He is good at maths and his ambition is to be an engineer. As he is a good friend, I always enjoy his company. I wish him all the best. Right? Now, can you remember the essay or the paragraph you wrote in grade 6, 7, and 8? How did you start writing the paragraph about your best friend? Normally, you started like this. My best friend is Tehan. He is 12 years old. He is from Chilau, likewise. So here, can you see the difference? Now, as you're in grade 10 and you are going to face your O-level exam, so your answer must be a little bit advanced. Okay, so instead of starting, my best friend is Tehan, he is 12 years old, likewise, I have started my paragraph like this. So this is a very good phrase that you can use when you are going to write your paragraph. So children, have a screenshot or you can note down quickly. This phrase is a new one. Actually, the first one. I have many friends, but Tehan is my best friend. Right? This is a little bit new. So you can start your paragraph like this in a different way. So if you write your paragraph like this, then the examiner thinks he realized that you know something. So he tends to give you full marks, right? And as the second point, you can write, how did you become friends? We have known each other since we were in grade 1. So you can write it with one sentence. And he's from Chilau. He is a tall and fair boy with curly hair. So in this sentence, we are talking about the physical appearance of your friend. So that point also you can write with just one sentence. Next, he is kind-hearted. That means he's very kind, friendly, and hardworking. Here I have mentioned only the good points, good qualities of my best friend, right? And he helps me with mathematics and science. Now here, look at this one. He helps me with. Now here, this preposition is very much important. He helps me with. Normally we use this preposition here. He helps me with mathematics, or he helps me with my studies, right? With is very much important. Next, he is good at. This one also. He is good at. Here, this preposition is compulsory. You have to use this preposition with this adjective good. He is good at. Good at. Good at maths, good at singing, good at playing cricket, good at playing the piano, good at playing the guitar. Likewise, good at. That means he is clever. So he is good at maths and his ambition is to be an engineer. When you are writing this word engineer, please make sure the spellings are correct, right? Engineer. And normally in grade 6, 7, and 8, when you're writing about your best friend, normally we write about the ambition as the last point. So it's not essentially. That means it's not, it's not a must. So you can change here. I have changed that. So I have mentioned that point here, combining it to this. He is good at maths and his ambition is to be an engineer, because there's a link, right? Then the next point is, as he is a good friend, I always enjoy his company. Company means not the business one. That means you really enjoy when you are with your friend, right? So this is a very good phrase. As he's a good friend, I always enjoy his company. As the last point, you can write, I wish him all the best. Or you can write, I love my best friend, but I don't recommend that sentence very much, because you can end up this paragraph like this, I wish him all the best, right? So that's enough. This is the level you have to, this is the level you have to write to your question paper, right? I have many friends, but Tehan is my best friend. We have known each other since we were in grade 1. He is from Chilau. He is a tall and fair boy with curly hair. He is kind-hearted, friendly, and hardworking. He helps me with mathematics and science. He is good at maths and his ambition is to be an engineer. As he is a good friend, I always enjoy his company. I wish him all the best. Children, when you are writing a paragraph, try to write very simple sentences. Don't write very complex sentences. I mean, if you can, very good, you can write. But if you are not sure about your writing, don't try to write very complex sentences. Just write very simple sentences, because here you will be given only 5 marks, only 5 marks. So you have to pay your attention on spellings, grammar, like this. You have to be very careful about your writing. So don't get into trouble doing I mean going to be too smart. So if you're not sure about your writing, I mean just try to write very simple sentences. Okay, let's move on. Now we are going to write another short paragraph about your favorite book. Now, if I ask a question, what's your favorite book or favorite storybook? Don't tell me that is Madal Duva. Okay, that's the traditional answer we get normally. It should not be an English book. You can have your favorite, you can have a Sinhala storybook as your favorite book. Okay, so can you remember what is your favorite book? Right? First one. Name of the book. So can you remember the name of your of your favorite book? Good. And can you remember the writer or the author of that book? Normally, you must remember the writer of that particular book when you are reading. Next, what is this about? I mean, what type of story is there? Right? Is it an adventurous book, or a comic series, or a children's novel, or likewise, what type of book is it? I mean, sorry, what is the story about? Next, you are going to write the type of the book. Type of the book means novel, short story, children's book, likewise, right? As the next point, can you remember the main characters? Can you remember the main characters of your favorite book? Just remember. Main characters, maybe there are one character or two characters or more than 3 characters. Can you remember the main characters and their names? Then story in brief. Can you remember the story as a summary? What happens first, then what happens at the end, what happens, likewise. And what do you like? Why do you like this book? First, do you like that book? And why do you like that book? I mean, did you really enjoy that story? So that means you have to tell your personal opinion about that story. Right now here, can you see how these points are going? First, you have to write the name, then the writer, and what is this story about, and the type, the main characters, and also there you can mention your favorite character and the story in brief, and why do you like this book. So when you are answering these questions, automatically you are writing a paragraph, right? Now here I have mentioned about my favorite book, Ambaya Haluwo. Have you read that novel, or have you watched that teledrama? There was a teledrama. There's a teledrama also. So I have read the book and I have watched the teledrama also. Yes, Kavinda. Sorry, Kavinda. Yes, you have read that book. Very good. So can you remember these details? Who is the author, or the author means the writer of that book? Yes, T.B. Ilangaratne. He's the writer of that, or that is the name of the writer. So when you are talking about the type of the book, it's a children's novel. It's a children's novel. Can you remember the main characters? Yes, there are two main characters, Sunil and Nimal. Now, if you have watched that teledrama, I think the scenery, I mean, the pictures come into your mind, right? Sunil and Nimal. Can you remember the actors? Right. Then the story in brief. Yes, this one. This story is about two close friends. What do you mean by close? Close means not close. Close the door, close the window. Not that means. That means very near. That means best friends. They are best friends. So this story is about two best friends or close friends named Sunil and Nimal. Sunil comes from a rich family and Nimal is from a poor family. Rich means very high class, and low class. Nimal is from a low class family. But they help each other and share many things. Right? This story shows the value of having a good friendship. Now, look at this brief description about the story. Here I have not mentioned so many things. I have summed up the story as much as I can. So I have mentioned only the key points. Very, very important points are there, right? I have mentioned about Sunil and Nimal and about their friendship. Basically, this story talks about the friendship, right? So why do you like it? It's really, it's an interesting and a good book. So I like that book, right? These are the main things. These are the key points that we have to mention in our paragraph, right? Now, right here, you're going to do a small activity. Now there are a few blanks, and I have given the words. Answer words are provided. So you have to read the paragraph and you have to fill the blanks. Shall we do it? Good. Fill in the blanks. First, read the words you have given. First one, poor, value, T.B. Ilangaratne, Sunil, rich, help, friendship, favorite, friends, interesting, share, Nimal. So these are the answers. Can you quickly fill the blanks? First one, Amba yahaluwo is my. What is the answer for the? Yes, what is the answer for the first one? Yes, very good. Amba yahaluwo is my favorite book. Very good. Favorite book. It is a novel written by. What is the answer for the second one? Yes, it is a novel written by T.B. Ilangaratna. Good. Next, this story is about two. What is the answer for the third blank? This story is about two. Two. Yes, Kavinda, very good. Two friends. Two friends named. It's very easy. What are the names of these two friends? Yes, Nimal, Sunil, and Nimal. Sunil and Nimal. Sunil comes from a. Yes, Fiona, Stephanie, very good. Sunil and Nima. Next one. Sunil comes from a. Which family? Sunil comes from a. Yes, he's from a. Yes, rich family. Only one, two students are answering. Others also can try. But Nimal is from a poor family. Yes, poor. Sandali, yes, your answer is correct. Poor family. They. Supuni, yes, your answer is also correct. They. Yes, they help. Yes, help each other and they help each other and yes, share many things. This story shows us the value of having a good what? Good friendship. Yes, good friendship. I have also watched the teledrama. This is an, yes, last answer. This is an interesting and a good book. Interesting. Yes. So now look at this paragraph. It's very simple and I have mentioned all the key points. Now I told you when you're writing a paragraph, we must be very careful that we are including the most important facts under that given title, right? Here he is Sunil and this boy is Nimal. Can you remember now? Yeah, so this is the paragraph about my favorite book. So when you're writing about your favorite book, first you have to mention the name of your book. First you have to tell the name of your favorite book and the writer's name and what is this story about and the main characters, the names of main characters, and sometimes you can, and also you can write about your favorite character and a short description about the story. You are not going to write a lengthy description because you are asked to write a very short paragraph. And the message the story gives you and the final idea or your personal opinion about the about your favorite book, right? So you can have a screenshot, right? Now here, this is a question taken from your past paper 2020 GCE O level 2020 8th question, part 1. Read the question. Write a paragraph on one of the following topics. Use about 50 to 60 words. Children, when you are writing an answer, the first most important thing is you must read the question very carefully. You must pay your attention on the key points. What you are going to do. So you have to have an idea what you are going to do. So here, what are you going to do? You are going to write a paragraph. How many paragraphs are you going to write? Only one paragraph. A paragraph on one of the following topics. Use about 50 to 60 words. Here, this point is very much important. Now, this is the type. The type of the question is like this, right? So you have to write the paragraph using only 50 to 60 words. Very easy, 60 words. So when you're talking about the word limit, don't write below 50, and it's okay to write 65, 66 words, but don't go beyond that. Okay, more than 70, like that's not good, right? So you must pay your attention on the word limit. So what are the titles you have given? A helpful person in my life. The other one is a place I like to visit, right? Now, I have selected the first title, a helpful person in my life. When we are talking about the helpful person in my life, it can be your mother, best friend, class teacher, father, a relative, maybe your brother or sister. So you can write about any person. So it depends on you. You have to select the person, right? And also the question, you can, the question must be changed, but you have been asking the same point. That means the question will come like this: the most admirable person in my life, or the favorite person in my life, and the person I like most, or an interesting person in my life. Whatever the title is, you have been asked the same thing. You are going to write about a special person, right? Question is different, but your answer is same, right? Now here, a helpful person in my life. First, here also you have to write who is that person. Next, you have to mention how does that person become so special. What are the points? What are the special things you see in that person? So you have to mention that points. And next, your personal opinion about that person. Normally, you, as the last point, you have to write about your personal opinion under that given title, right? Now, I'm going to write my mother. Yes, Vihanga. Yes, Vihanga. Yes, here also I have written about my mother. Now, look at this paragraph very carefully. There are many helpful people in my life. Of course, there are many helpful people in my life. Among them, my mother is the most touching person in my life. Children, pay your attention on these new words or new phrases, because these very helpful when you are writing your own paragraph. So please note down or have screenshots. She always stands by me in all ups and downs in my life. She gives me advice and directs me in the correct path. She wants to see me as a well-qualified person. So I try my best to make her happy. Now, look at this. This is really very simple paragraph. Now, how did I start the paragraph? There are many helpful people in my life. This is also another good method you can use when you are writing a paragraph. There are many helpful people in my life. Among them, my mother is the most touching person. That means the most important person, that idea in my life. She always stands by me. Stands by me. That means she always stand with me. She always with me. In all ups and downs, and mean in good time and in bad time also. Good and bad time in my life. She gives me advice and directs me in the correct path. She wants to see me as a well qualified person. So I try my best. I try my best. Another useful phrase. I try my best to make her happy. Right? Is that okay? Now, let's have a look at another paragraph about your mother. Here, I have started like this. I have met many people in my life. I have met many people in my life. Here I have started like this. There are many helpful people in my life. There are. But here I have started like this. I have met many people in my life. Among them, my mother stands out. Stands out means it plays a special role in my life, right? Standouts. My mother is Mrs. Rajika Pereira and she is a housewife. Now here I have mentioned about the name of your mother and I have mentioned that she is a housewife. She helps me with, here, she helps me with this preposition, with. He helps me with all my schoolwork and tries hard to make our life beautiful. She wants to see me as a good citizen in the society. So I try my best to make her happy. Same things, I mean, the same title, but I have written the paragraph in a different way. Right? Good. Now, here I have mentioned some past paper questions in your question paper in 2019. Yeah, if you have studied the question paper, you can notice the type of the question here. Write a paragraph on one of the following topics. Use about 50 to 60 words. First one, the place where I live. Next one, how I spend my free time. 2018, you have to write about my best friend or the book that I like most. 2017, you have to write an unforgettable day in my life or an interesting person in my life. Here, an interesting person in my life. So you can write about your best friend, your mother, your father, your brother, or a cousin, or a relative. Right? In 2016, you have to write the job I like most, or your ambition, or the value of friends. Now, when you have a look at these titles, what do you feel? The place where I live, how I spend my free time, my best friend, the book that I like most. Children, these are the traditional titles we get in our question paper. We have written number of paragraphs under these titles since we were in grade 6. So children, so you can get ready and I'm sure this question is very easy for you to score full marks. So try to score full marks and you can get ready because these titles are very familiar to you. How I spend my free time. Now, how many paragraphs have you written under this title? Can you remember? How I spend my free time? So you have to write only 6-7 sentences for your paper, for that question. So don't miss it. Try your hard to score full marks for this question. Right? Next, how I spend my free time. When we are going to talk about this title, normally, what are the activities you can do in your free time? You can do many things. Reading books is not the only thing you can do, right? Painting, playing badminton, playing carom, playing chess, hiking, cycling. In foreign countries, there are a lot of hobbies or the leisure time activities, but in Sri Lanka we can see very few leisure time activities. That's an unfortunate actually, because we have very limited activities we can do, but you can find out more activities that you can do in your leisure time. So when you're writing a paragraph about this title, first you have to write, you can write the activities you do, you can do 2-3 things in your free time, and the benefits you get, and do you really enjoy your leisure time. Right, leisure time, that means free time, you are free. So what are the things you can do during that free time, right? Now here I have mentioned a paragraph how I spend my free time. Free time is the time that we can enjoy our life. But most of us are bored and find nothing to do anything useful in free time. I spend my free time by reading newspapers and playing badminton with my brother. Through reading newspapers, I can get to know about the current situation of the society. Also, I spend most of the evenings by playing badminton with my brother. These things make me happy in my free time. Here, instead of saying my hobby is, or likewise, instead of saying that, I have started like this. Here, first I have told about I have given a kind of a definition about the free time. Free time is the time that we can enjoy our life. Is that true? Yes, of course. During the free time, of course, we have to enjoy our life, because studying is not the only thing we have to do. We must enjoy our life. So we have for that purpose, we must have free time. But the problem is most of us are bored. That means that they are very boring and they find nothing to do anything useful in free time. Some students, they don't know how to spend their free time. They don't know what to do. They just merely sitting in front of the TV and they watch cartoons and whatever it is. They don't want to watch that program, but they just to spend time, just pass the time. They just do that, or play video games, right, meaningfully. They're just wasting their time because they don't know, they don't have any idea about their free time. That's the problem. So you must be good at selecting leisure time activities, because doing those activities you can enjoy your life. So you have to think, am I enjoying my life doing such activities? So first I have mentioned those points, and next I have mentioned I spend my free time by. Here this preposition by is very much important. I spend my free time by reading newspapers and playing. The class will be over at 4. I spend my free time by reading newspapers and playing badminton with my brother. Now he's doing 2 activities to spend his or her free time. Through reading, next you have to tell the benefits you gain. So through reading newspapers, I can get to know about the current situation of the society. Also, I spend most of the evenings by playing badminton with my brother. These things make me happy in my free time. And also, you can start that paragraph like this. I spend my free time, leisure time, or spare time by. You can write, I spend my free time by reading books. I spend my free time by playing cricket. Likewise, you can start the paragraph like this, and you can end the paragraph like this. Likewise, I get pleasure by engaging in leisure time activities. Or likewise, I can spend my spare time or free time meaningfully. Right? Finally, you can end up you can conclude the paragraph like this. Right now, can you write about your free time activity now? Try to write one. Right. Here I have mentioned another paragraph. Water should not be wasted. Now, when you are writing this paragraph also, first you have to mention what do you mean by water and the benefits of water. How do people waste water? What should we do? Now, this paragraph, you can replace some words, and if you can write about trees or some natural things also, replacing some words. Right, now look at this. Here, water is our lifeblood. We can't survive without water. Water is essential to all the living beings in the earth. Though water is everywhere, we can only use about 1%. But unfortunately, we pollute the rivers and oceans by adding garbage. We waste pipe-borne water by simply letting it flow through the drains. So one thing is sure, the day we regret for wasting water is not very far. Right? You can have a screenshot of this paragraph also. Here I have mentioned some new phrases, so new words. Water is our lifeblood. So what is that much important to us? Of course, I'm sure you definitely agree with me. And we can't survive without water. Of course, we can't live. Survive means live without water. Water is essential. That means we want water to all the living beings, not only for humans or the animals, but all the living beings in the earth. Trees also need water. Though water is everywhere, of course, we can see water everywhere in the oceans, rivers, lakes, but we can use only about 1% drinking water, only 1%. We have only 1% of drinking water. But unfortunately, we pollute the rivers and oceans by adding garbage. And we waste pipe-borne water. Can you remember this incident in your school? Pipe-borne water. We are wasting pipe-borne water by simply letting it flow through the drains. So one thing is sure, the day we regret for wasting water is not very far. Right? So instead of using these sentences, you can write some simple sentences to write a paragraph about water. Like you can write, water is our lifeblood. We can't survive without water. We use water for washing purposes, cooking, likewise. And you can write, people are polluting water. Likewise, you can use simple sentences. Right? Here, you have an activity to do. Write a paragraph on a famous place to visit in Sri Lanka. Here, I have mentioned all the paragraphs. Here, the paragraphs I have mentioned in this lesson are the most common, the traditional titles we normally get to our question paper. So please, children, get ready for these paragraphs. Then you will be more confident when you're sitting to the exam. Right? Here, I have mentioned the points you have to write. So you have to write sentences about a famous place to visit in Sri Lanka. Now here, you are very familiar with this picture. This is a picture about Sigiriya, and most of you have visited Sigiriya, and most of you have climbed up Sigiriya, and you know the things about Sigiriya. Now here I have mentioned some key points that you have to use when you are writing the paragraph. The first one is Sigiriya. First you have to write the name of that place. Next one, rock fortress, and an ancient kingdom, built by King Karshepa. It is in Matale district, a World Heritage Site. Frescoes, mirror wall and graffiti. Frescoes, that means the drawings, and this mirror wall and graffiti. Many local and foreign visitors come to visit this beautiful place. And the last point, protect this historically important creation for the future generation. Now, normally when you see this picture or when you hear this word, Sigiriya, what comes into your mind? These are the key points that come into our mind when we see the picture of Sigiriya. The name of the place and the type of the place and the builder and the location and the things we can see when we visit that place and the important things about this place, right? Here I have mentioned an example paragraph here, but try to write your own sentences, your own paragraph. So it's better if you can have a screenshot of this slide and try to write your own paragraph. Here is the mirror wall, a picture of a mirror wall, right? Okay, children, as we are passing time, I just want to sum up the lesson. Today we talk about writing paragraphs, and I must tell you that when you are writing the question, you are writing the paragraph, first read the instructions carefully. Okay, when you are writing the paper, please read the instructions very carefully. And as the next point, you have to write only one paragraph. Don't break the paragraphs. If you break the paragraphs, you are going to lose marks. So please keep it in your mind to write only one paragraph using the given word limit. So don't write more than 70 words, actually more than 65. 65 is okay. So don't write more than that. As the yes, you have to pay attention on the word limit and try to write simple sentences when you're writing the paragraph. Yes, I think this one, is that okay? Right, okay, have a screenshot. Is that okay? Who is this? Message me. I can't find the name. I think it's all right. So we are talking about these things. Right, okay. So first you have to read the instructions very carefully and you have to write only one paragraph. You're welcome. And next, you must pay attention on the word limit and write simple sentences. Don't try to write very complex sentences and with a lot of grammar and spelling mistakes. So when you're writing, try to write very simple sentences. If you can write, if you are very sure about your writing, of course you can write, but don't try to be very smart. Don't take risk. Okay, 5 marks will be only 5 marks will be given. So try your hard to score full marks for this question, and you have to avoid spelling errors. Especially you must avoid spelling errors. After you have finished writing, please reread the paragraph, what you have written. Okay, so please pay attention on spelling also, and don't copy the question